My name's Anad, and I consider myself to be a man of God, not a very good one. But I would like to lay down some premise. And we will find that any time that you want to convince someone of a truth that you believe in, you will lay forth a premise, and a lot of the times that is based on conjecture or logic and so forth. So I'm going to lay down one of my major premises. All right. And the premise is this, that we are all indoctrinated. Every single one of us is indoctrinated. If you don't believe that, again, I feel sorry for you, because you will be stuck in everything that has been taught to you, and you will never grow. So, first of all, we are indoctrinated by our parents. All right. And then probably second to the rest of our family, or those who are close within our family as we're growing up. Then would most likely be if your parents were of some type of denomination or religious belief, your church or synagogue or whatever it happens to be. I don't know in your particular case. And then maybe third, schools, okay, media for this age now especially, your peer groups, institutions, government, etc. And if I forgot one, use your own imagination and the logic that my God gave all of y'all. And hopefully we agree at some point that your God is my God, etc., and vice versa. And I'm not here to impose my version of truth, or what I believe to be truth, on you. I guess really what I want to do is share some of the things that I've come to understand in my search for the truth. So having said that, I know there's going to be a lot of judgmental people, so get to judging, because we're talking about indoctrination. We are all indoctrinated. That hopefully all of us will at one time question as to why we exist, or you in particular exist, and then begin to search for that. In my case, my indoctrination, I was baptized Catholic. I spent 3 of my first 6 years in an orphanage, Catholic orphanage. So I had all that Catholic indoctrination and all the things that go along with it. Studying the catechism, going to Mass, going to school, got the nuns, the penguins, as we call them. There comes part of Catholicism which is called confirmation. Confirmation basically is before you can do the 2 things that Jesus said, do in remembrance of me. And I'm pretty sure that anybody that has any kind of Christian background knows what those 2 things are. And that is, do this in remembrance of me, the body, the bread, which represents the body, and then the wine, which represents the blood. We'll get into the wine later, for all you haters of wine. And one of the things you had to do in confirmation was pick someone. I remember sitting there contemplating who I was going to pick to be my guardian. And I'd listen to other kids, because I had to be maybe 13. I'm not thinking to myself. I was in somewhat of a quandary. I was in somewhat distress, because I didn't know if someone came to me and threatened to take my life or cause me bodily harm, if I, at that age, would be able to maintain my faith, or denounce my God, my Christ, my Messiah. But the Messiah was not a term you heard. In that contemplation, and having to choose a guardian, now who would I want? And I guess I chose the only guy I knew that was strong enough and powerful enough from what I knew of the Bible, from what I knew of religion, from what I knew of Catholicism, was Michael, the Archangel. Having said that, what I'm trying to tell you is that at that age, I was already concerned about whether I could maintain my faith under persecution. was going to devote my eternal well-being, if you will, to a God or a belief system, then I was going to have to investigate as much as possible as to what was true. Who and what is this God? Did he or did he not leave a footprint for me to follow? As with you too. Because all of you, in one way or another, have been indoctrinated by one and or all of those things that I mentioned. So for me, I had to start seeking a truth. Of course, then I had to confront whether it was Christianity, whether it was Judaism, whether it was Hinduism, whether it was Buddha, whether it was Krishna, whether it was Islam. So of course, I gravitated towards the Bible, but I had never read the Bible. I never sat down and read the Bible all the way through until I was, 1978, so that would put me at 27 years old. In this next part, I'm going to tell you some of the things I began to understand and to believe. Because I did study somewhat on the Quran. I did study Joseph Smith. I did study the Pearl of Great Price. I did study the denominations of Christianity. I did a more in-depth study, historical, archaeological studies concerning all these things that everybody rants and raves about. So the vast number of things that I have studied led me to believe what I believe right now. It led me to a fuller truth in relationship to my God. And I will tell you right now, I will leave this first part. I will paraphrase a lot, alright? And so I hope I don't offend people, because I know some will be offended. And if you're offended by my paraphrasing, then go back to the milk, because we had teachers that taught you the milk. You can stay immersed in that milk all you want. You can stay there your entire life. But it is my belief to seek a full truth, to get a meat, and thereby a greater communion with your God than those who will not stop being just immersed in, I got it. Do you have it? No, I don't need it. Hallelujah, Jesus saved me because he did. Because he did. Because he did. Because he did. And I don't have doubt about that. And I don't have doubt about that. So I've struggled on into the meat. And I have discovered some truths that before I did a hard look at them and actually started to dissect why I believe certain things about these truths, I was rigid in it. And then gradually I would become to know how those doctrines, those dogma of man came to be standard in a denomination or in a religion or whatever. So I'll leave you